There is not a single man who actually believes in not all men because they'll tell their sisters and mothers to be careful and they'll obsess over controlling their wives and daughters because they know. Deep down, they too assume that men are all the same. But to everybody else, it's not all men. So to those men, instead of trying to distance yourself from the problem, because you can't get over your bruised male ego, realize that if you refuse to acknowledge the problem by derailing the conversation and invalidating women, you are just as bad.
I heard this little rumor that if you wear pigtails as a server to work, then your tips will be higher because of sexism. So I'm going to try to take advantage of the system tonight, and I'm going to check back and see if I make more than my average. So it's the day after. I worked a shift yesterday and today. Yesterday I did the ponytails, today I did little buns. Yesterday I got tipped $120 by a man. And then tonight I got paid, I got tipped $350 by another white man. It's working.
Yo, what is going on, guys? It is Taylor the Fiend back again with another response video. And guys, before we jump into today's episode, don't forget to subscribe on your way in, and don't forget to subscribe to our newest member of Fiend Gang, Detective Warg. His channel will be linked in the video description. But without further ado, let's jump into the rest of today's video.
There is not a single man who actually believes in not all men because they'll tell their sisters and mothers to be careful and they'll obsess over controlling their wives and daughters because they know. Deep down, they too assume that men are all the same. But to
Or maybe we just understand that there are some crazy people out there in the world. Maybe we understand that it's not all men, but it's some. In the same way that we understand, hey, it's not all women, but it's some. And you should highlight the negative behavior. It's not like we're going out here and we're trying to protect our daughters and we're trying to protect our wives because all men are that particular way. All it takes is one idiot, right? Like, all it takes is one person out there who's going to do something terrible. But of course, these people, they want to put a misandric spin on it and come in and say, oh, well, you think all men do this behavior. It's like, no, there are just idiots in the world and we're using common sense.
everybody else, it's not all men. So to those men, instead of trying to distance yourself from the problem because you can't get over your bruised male ego, realize that if you refuse to acknowledge the problem by derailing the conversation and invalidating women, you are just as bad.
You know what, guys? I actually agree with this woman at the end here. I think that we as guys, we're overstepping with our bruised male ego, and I think we should stop trying to protect and provide for women. I think this woman right here has a very valid point, guys, and perhaps we as men with our big egos should just take a step back and let them take care of themselves.
I heard this little rumor that if you wear pigtails as a server to work, then your tips will be higher because of sexism.
That's like me coming online and saying, you know what, guys? I heard that women like taller men because sexism. Like, how does that make sense? If anything, like, is it not beneficial to you? Because you can just wear your hairstyle in a different way and get more results in whatever it is that you're doing. Probably, taking money from simps.
So I'm going to try to take advantage of the system tonight, and I'm going to check back and see if I make more than my average. So it's the day after. I worked a shift yesterday and today. Yesterday I did the ponytails, today I did little buns. Yesterday I got tipped $120 by a man.
So let's talk about this for a second, right? You see how her eyebrows go up and she's like, oh, I got tipped $120 by a man. It's like, these are the same women who complain about being oppressed and about how the patriarchy makes it difficult for them to climb up corporate positions and stuff like this. Madam, you just got handed $120 by a man. What on earth are you complaining about? Like, guys, the same girls who complain about being oppressed, if you put them in front of men, men will just give them free stuff. Like, I fail to see where exactly the oppression is. You can go out there, you can get your own jobs now, you can get your own houses, you can have your own careers, you get paid an equal amount. Girls will often say that no, we don't, but yes, you do. It's actually illegal to pay people different amounts. But you have access to all of these things. You're crying patriarchy, you're crying oppression, men are bad, and yet you're being handed free things from men. That's amazing.
And then tonight I got paid, bro, I got tipped $350 by another white man.
Again, I'm not really sure what his race has to do with anything, but you just got paid more money because you're a woman who changed her hairstyle. But why are we viewing this as oppression? Like, oh, things are so difficult for me. Guys, these women literally live on recruit difficulty. And this girl, excuse me, is not all that. I don't know if you guys can see this. I'm going to pull it up, right? Like, she's got the collarbone tattoos going on here and stuff like this. Like, this woman, she's not the most attractive tool in the sheds, shall we say. And she's going out here and she's getting tipped over $300 by a single man, and she wants to complain about men. It's like, okay, let's take away your money. It would be the funniest thing, guys, if, like, in the future, in like a parallel universe, all the women were reborn as men and they had to start again, and they didn't get access to all the privileges that they had in this life. No dudes handing them free money, no job positions that they didn't deserve because they're pretty and they need waitresses at the restaurant, none of that crap. Just straight starting as a man, needing to go to the gym, or everyone damn well ignores you. That would be the funniest thing ever.
It's working.
So you'll take a basic bitch that is somebody that you want to talk to over a bad bitch that will inspire you.
So you consider yourself a bad bitch?
No, yeah, I do actually.
So you above basic. Well, you don't work. You don't have no attributes to the table here. Like, what
I
are we
do have
talking about?
attributes.
Like
I inspire my men.
How? You don't got no job. What's your education?
Listen,
what's your master's degree in?
But you have to realize that when men make it to a certain level,
right,
they're not checking for a woman's education.
They're not?
When you're making millions of dollars, you don't care about a woman's education.
Yes, you do.
Talk to plenty of rich men.
I do. I'm a rich man. I got an estate in Malibu. Okay,
an
2
estate?
acres. Yes.
Oh, I would
2
like
acres.
to see the paperwork.
Okay, we can show you paperwork.
Go ahead and show me the
paperwork
title.
We gotta show paperwork to somebody that got no paper.
Miseducated.
That would make no sense.
Show me,
got
pull
no
up
paper
that
telling
deed.
us some paperwork.
This girl in the video right here, she actually does have a point where a lot of men, even, if they're successful and stuff like that, don't necessarily care about how educated or how much money a woman brings to the table. Like, there's a saying I can't quite remember, guys, but, a successful man will take a woman who works at McDonald's and he'll give her a great life, but you never see the reverse happen, okay? But the thing is, she's sitting here, she's like, oh yeah, I'm a bad bee, right? I'm a girl, I inspire my man. But the thing is, what she doesn't understand is that her attitude when she's saying this is incredibly unattractive. Like, it's incredibly repulsive. Like, oh, I'm a bad bee, I inspire my man, I'm a good wife. It's like, if you're a good wife, you wouldn't be here on a talk show aggressively asserting that you're a good wife. Like, you would be a wife already and crap like that. And also, I'm not too sure about this guy. I believe a YouTuber, Spencer Cornelia, did a video just absolutely exposing this man. I don't know if this guy's quote-unquote high value, but this whole conversation is just completely out the damn window. Let's keep going. Take number 5,542. Aiken is a Jew. Let's jump into it.
So, I'm annoyed at men. Again, what else is new? You guys ruin everything. So my date cancels on me tonight, which is whatever. Shit happens. And I decided to go to the gym, spend a little extra time there, get my human fix, put on a cute gym fit, feel good about myself. And this is immediately ruined because I go to the gas station to get sustenance before my workout, and I get catcalled by 2 different men within a minute of each other. First guy's walking around in the parking lot, is like, oh damn, you look good today. I said, fuck off. And he's like, what? It was just a compliment. I said, no, it's not. Leave me alone.
I can't imagine why this woman's date would have cancelled on her. It's almost like when you treat people terribly and you tell them to F off, that it's a warning sign to other people not to date you and not to take you seriously. Like, it amazes me in the year 2022, we've got a lot of girls out here who will be like, oh, I can't get this guy to commit. Why won't men commit to me? Why do all of my relationships go poorly? Or why can't I even get a relationship? And they fail to consider the fact that maybe people don't want to deal with them because they're awful people to be around. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe the guy was just trying to give you a genuine compliment, and your response to him was to tell him to F off. And then they get annoyed when dudes come along and don't give them attention.
Second guy, when I walk into the gas station, is following me with his eyeballs, just befuddled by my existence, by my 5'10" athlete existence. And
it's funny how, like, this individual seems to think like she's God's gift to the planet. Like, look at all these men who pay attention to me and catcall me. I'm 5'10". Look at my height. You know what's funny? If you brought up your height to a woman and you're like, yeah, I'm 5'10", acting as if it was something, she'd probably look at you and go, oh, that's cute. You know, there's a 5 at the front of it. Right? But again, guys, like, a lot of these people, they seem to think that they're special and they're just super unique and everybody loves them. And this is what social media does to people, guys. Like, I don't think social media is good for relationships at all. I don't care if you're a man or you're a woman. Like, Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, Tinder, Bumble, Hinge, all of this crap is really not good for modern day relationships.
And of course, he gets in line behind me and he's still staring at me. So I do a 90-degree turn so he's not staring at, you know, a certain part of my body. And he's just like, what are you doing? I'm in line. He's like, are you an athlete or something? I said, no, I have great genetics. And
so this woman was confused that the man also stood in line behind her. Like, that's probably the purpose, the reason why he was there. Like, I don't know why she's shocked. And then she does some weird crap with her body language where she faces 90 degrees, right? So of course the guy's going to ask, what are you doing? Because it's weird. Like, why did you just turn 90 degrees? It makes no sense. You see how these stories, guys, like, when you think about them for 2 seconds, they make absolutely no sense. You know, like, it just really does not. Like, she's sitting there and like, oh, dudes treat me terribly and they always catcall me. And I swear to you guys, I was talking to my editor about this the other day, but it's always the girls who don't get catcalled at all who complain about all of the catcalling, or the women who are hyper aggressive and tell everybody to F off, and they just attract more attention. Like, the dudes will talk to them because they're inviting the attention by being this aggressive. You know what I mean? Like, if you just brush crap off, it's whatever. But if you start telling people to F off, like, other people are gonna, and they can tell it's not a serious F off as well. It's kind of like, oh, I don't want your attention, but at the end of the day, I really do.
I'd like to be able to wear spandex out in public and not have people stare at me and catcall me. But that seems to be too difficult for you guys. So this is just a PSA to gas station men. We know we look good. You don't have to tell us.
Okay, first of all, debatable. Right? You brought it up, but 100% debatable there. Second of all, anyone who starts or ends a video by saying this is a public service announcement to X shouldn't be taken seriously, especially when they begin the video off by saying that they don't like X and X ruins everything. So for example, this woman started off her video by saying that men ruin everything, but then she gives a public service announcement to the men who ruin everything. Like, it just makes no sense to me, guys. Anyone who gets on the internet and says this is a public service announcement to blank, like, I just immediately stop listening, to be honest with you.
So, I'm annoyed at men. Again, what else is new? You guys ruin everything.
Good day, my name's Kitty. I'm a villain life coach, and I'm kind of known for traumatizing the men who bother me.
Yes, guys, you heard that right. This woman's name is apparently Kitty, and she's a villain life coach. Yeah, when I first saw this, I had to pause at first as well and, like, take a moment, go outside, breathe some air. Yeah, that's what she said.
So I was tagged a bunch in your comments, and like a cryptid, I must appear. However, I want to point out, go watch their original video. I loved their responses, quite aggressive, and we love to see it. But
yeah, because what better way to treat people who are complimenting you or just talking to you normally like human beings than to treat them aggressively? Yeah, that's absolutely fantastic. What better way? If a dude's... I never understand girls who complain and they say, all of my interactions with men are negative, but their first response to every interaction that they have is to get aggressive with men. That's like me going out there and saying, oh, women don't like me, but every time I talk to a girl, I tell her she's ugly. Like, of course they don't. Like, what are you talking about? If you sit here and you treat everybody terribly, don't be surprised when nobody wants to talk to you or have a good interaction with you.
this is just alternative options that I've been asked to produce. So here we go. For guy number one, or anytime someone throws out a very generic compliment that's not really got much to work with, I can just throw out something like, congratulations, you have eyes that can see. Good for you.
I mean, you could also just be a normal human being with some manners and you could say, thank you, I appreciate it. Like what happened, guys? What happened to just basic human kindness, where if someone compliments you, you say thank you. Thank you, I appreciate it. Or thank you, that means a lot. Or something like that. But of course, no, we have to be aggressive to men. And like, I kid you not, guys, these are the same girls that then complain about their relationships and how their relationships are terrible with men. Why don't men want to take me seriously? Why don't men want to marry me? I can't find a good man to raise a family with. It's like you treat men like this, and the only men that you're interested in are the ones who aren't interested in you.
But if you'd like to keep those eyeballs, I would recommend averting them. For guy number 2, who asked
Very
about you
edgy.
being an athlete, I would have just said something like, oh, no, I'm not an athlete. I just find that dragging around corpses does build muscle mass pretty quickly. Oh, what kind of corpses? Don't ask questions you don't want the answer to.
Girls who speak like this also, guys, like the ones who think that they're so articulate and they put together these little phrases, like, make no mistake, this woman sat in her car and did like 10 different recordings of the same thing. These are the girls with the most failure rate in their relationships. These are oftentimes the girls with the highest counts, the girls who can't keep relationships for long periods of time, the girls who go out there and say that they're polyamorous, despite the fact that the only reason that they're polyamorous is because either A, they want to cheat on their partner, or B, no men want to commit to them, so they just get a bunch of dudes who they're not really attracted to feel like they're progressing. Like, it's just, guys, this stuff is so damn disgusting. It really is. Yo guys, it's Taylor here. Just want to say thank you if you made it to the end of today's episode. Before you go, remember to subscribe to our other Fiend Gang members. Their channels will be linked in the video description. Our newest member is Detective Warg, so make sure that you go and show him some love. He's putting out daily content for you guys. Also, one of the characters I use, and also a lot of our thumbnail artwork, is done by an artist called The Gecko Ninja. He's absolutely fantastic, and his socials are going to be linked in the video description as well if you want to commission him for some amazing art. Otherwise, take it easy, gents, and I will see you all in the next episode. Peace.